There are a lot of negative things in the world. There's a lot of terrible things that are happening all over the world, all the time. There are lots of problems that need to get solved. Life cannot just be about solving one miserable problem after another. That can't be the only thing. There need to be things that inspire you, that make you glad to wake up in the morning and be part of humanity. I find that incredibly exciting. That makes me glad to be alive. I hope you feel the same way.
Love your life. Find the things that you can enjoy. Be curious. You don't have to have all the answers. I'm a hardcore believer that everybody has something that they're really, really, really good at. And the hard part is just finding what that is.
You just have to try different things, and even if 99% of them fail, you only have to be right one time. You don't have to figure it all out in advance. You can be wrong. You can pick the wrong career. You can pick the wrong job. You can pick the wrong spouse. You can pick the wrong whatever. But you get it right one time, you're set. But if you don't try, and if you don't go out there and try all those different things, you'll never get that one time.
It's a very big deal for me to get time reading and thinking by myself, whether it's on a walk or going driving. When I was CEO of Microsoft, I took 2 full weeks every 6 months where I would just go off by myself and think, okay, is Microsoft on track? What are the trends? I need that time to think, even though I love quick thinking, being in a meeting and spotting a mistake. Most of my good work has come from the kind of slow thinking where I'm off being reflective and maybe coming up with some non-obvious ideas. Maybe it's a little bit being on the spectrum. I need that refreshment. To maintain creativity, you have to have some calmness and be not behind. If you feel like you're behind, you turn on your email like, I'm late. That your creativity gets squeezed out. One of the first things.
As you know, I don't follow the records. The records follow me. So it's good. Another one in my book.
Everyone wants to be Cristiano, but I give you the map. You think you will do it? It's difficult. It's
The discipline.
the discipline is the most difficult thing, not only in the sports, but in the life. You have to challenge yourself to be consistent. I repeat, sometimes it's hard. It's what many people say, you like to go to the gym every day. Of course not. It's not true. Nobody likes to go to the gym every day. But you have to do it.
For the past 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something.
Just read and read and read. I probably read 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't read as fast now as when I was younger, but I read 5 daily newspapers. I read a fair number of magazines. I read 10Ks. I read annual reports, and I read a lot of other things too. So I've always enjoyed reading. I love reading biography.
What are, say, 3 pieces of advice you would give to people who are looking to succeed in business?
Well, by far the best investment you can make is in yourself. For example, communication skills. I tell the students that come that they're going to graduate schools and business, and they're learning all these complicated formulas and all that. If they just learn to communicate better, and both in writing and in person, they increase their value at least 50%.
When I started my business in 1995, it was very difficult. I had an idea. I invited 24 of my friends in my apartment because that year I went to Seattle, my first trip to the USA. I never touched computer in my life before because computer was so expensive to me and so complicated. After 2 hours of explaining what I'm going to do, internet, and 23 of them say, forget it. He said, this thing never worked because there's no such thing called internet in the world. You know nothing about a computer, so why you want to do this? And only one people, he said, Jack, if you want to try it, just to try it. But if there's something wrong, just come back. Because most of the people They have a fancy ideas in the evening, but in the day, when they wake up in the evening or in the morning, they go back to do the same job. Nothing about technology. I know nothing about management. I know nothing about, but the only thing is that you don't have to know a lot of things. You have to find the people who are smarter than you are. My first way is always find people who knowledge on computer smarter than I am. Accounting, smarter. For so many years, I always try to find the people who are smarter than I am. And when you find so many smart people, my job is to making sure the smart people can work it together. And then if smart people can work it together, it's easier. The vision they will believe. Because if stupid people can work it together easily, smart people can never work together. But stupid people work together easily, they don't believe the vision. The people who believe the vision, but they don't work together. So very important is finding smart people. And my job is two things. Making sure they work together.
Success is a 5-step process. First, you have to know what you're going after, your goals. Then you encounter your problems. Number 2, you encounter your problems on the way to your goals. Then you have to diagnose those problems and get at the root causes of those problems. And that might be a weakness that you have or a weakness that somebody has, but you better get at the root cause. And then once you got the root cause, then you can design something. You write down on your to-do list, I got to do this thing. That's number 4, design. And then number 5, you got to do it. Yes, you just can't say, okay, now I'm going to do that thing and not push through to results. And if you could do that over and over, that's a formula for success. You only have to do those 5 things, you got the formula.
When you're winning, you're not as good as you think you are. When you're losing, you're not as bad as you think you are. What's that mean to you?
When you're winning, everybody's telling you how amazing you are. You're the best. You're amazing. You know, you're just better than that guy, and you're better than this guy. And it always takes me back to that quote of Marcus Aurelius, who had a slave that would sit behind him and always whisper to him, hey,
you're just a man.
You're just a man.
You're just a man.
I don't know how to get 1 million people involved in anything. Let me tell you a secret. No one does when they begin. Ideas don't come out fully formed. They only become clear as you work on them. You just have to get started.
One of the most common questions was, how do I give myself credit for my accomplishments in life? Why do I never feel satisfied or finished when the job has been well done? And this, as far as I can see, is another curse of competence. If you're good at things and have high standards, you assume you should always do well, which means that success isn't a cause for celebration, but it's the minimum level of reasonable performance. Anything less than victory would be a failure, and victory itself becomes nothing more than acceptable. Congratulations, you might be very successful. You also might be very miserable.
Focus and fail fast. Focus and fail fast. Learn quickly. Try something new. Is the faster you fail and learn, the faster you succeed. You actually learn to succeed by failing. If you want to increase your rate of success, you must double your rate of failure, because success lies on the far side of failure.
I tell young men, it's like, find something difficult to do. You need that. You're not built for comfort or pleasure. Like, if that comes along, good, but don't be thinking that's what your life is aimed at. That's contemptible.
The odds were stacked against me. I won anyway, because I win.
You won because you got lucky.
I don't get lucky. I make my own luck.
People want to find their passion, but you don't find it, you create it. And you create it by getting good at something. And to get good at stuff, you start by doing something you suck at. Then you get good. Then you like it. Then people ask how you found your passion. Answer: by starting when you sucked and not giving up.
My philosophy is, why be normal when you can be the best? Everything I do, I want to make the difference. Because when I make the difference, I'm the best. And that is not arrogance, that is confidence.
Let me tell you the best advice I ever got at Harvard. You want to be great? You need to sacrifice. The more painful the sacrifice, the greater you'll be.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice. Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy.
Life is this. I like this.
The billionaires of the world, they don't think like the rest of the world. They built their minds for clarity, speed, power. Now it's your turn. Tap in. Unlock the billionaire wave.
If you only live once, you best go for it. What is there to lose? At the end of the day, we all die anyway. So might as well go down trying.
What if I told you that you're only 6 months away? 6 months away from the life that you've always dreamed of. The lifestyle, the body, the career that you have always dreamt of. And what if your success was guaranteed? And that everything you've always dreamt of was only 6 months away. But there's only one caveat, however. For the next 6 months, you have to put in the work. Every single day, do all of the things that you know you should be doing. So my question to you is, if your success was guaranteed and it was only 6 months away, would you do it? The truth is, we all pretty much know what action we should be taking, yet so few of us do.
You can read the quote once more.
You are your own worst enemy. You waste precious time dreaming of the future instead of engaging in the present. Since nothing seems urgent to you, you're only half involved in what you do.
Spend a half an hour every morning in quiet time first. Don't go. We're all guilty of it.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do. You do it. Start with 5 minutes. Don't turn on any lights. Put your feet on the floor. Take some deep breaths and say thank you. And then just be quiet. You'll find it very hard to do. When you get quiet, you start to hear things.
3 days of pain, the rest is easy. So it takes about 3 days to shift the biological mechanisms to make you a morning person. Sunlight, exercise, caffeine and eating, and social interactions bring your circadian clock into alignment with all of those Zeitgebers. If tomorrow you want to start beginning the process of becoming an early riser, you'd set your alarm for 5 a.m. No matter what time you went to sleep the night before, you're going to get up and you're going to do the 4 things that I described. It's going to hurt. And then by the early afternoon, you'll be dragging a bit. And you just have to be careful to not overindulge in caffeine. Then you want to go to sleep at your now naturally slightly earlier sleep time. The next day, you'll notice it'll be a little bit easier to do. And by the third day, you ought to be waking up with or before the alarm by a few minutes or moments.
A river never flows backward. No matter what obstacles it faces, it keeps moving forward. Life works the same way. You can't change the past. And there's no point in staying stuck in what's already behind you. Live like a river. Stop holding on to regrets or things you can't control. Let go of the past and focus on where you're going, not where you've been. What's done is done. No amount of overthinking or wishing will change it. That's where endless possibilities exist. Every challenge, every setback, every mistake is just a bend in the river. It doesn't stop the flow. You learn, you grow, and you keep going. Keep pushing forward. Trust that better things are coming your way. Just like a river, no matter what happens, keep flowing, because forward is the only way to go.